You're watching Business Television India.
Hello and welcome. You're watching the Small Cap Show, your window to the big world of small caps. I'm IIL Desai. On the show today, we'll connect with the management of Insecticides India, Nectar Life Science to get their growth strategy going forward. Let's first quickly take a look how markets are panning at this hour. Overall, if you go to see in terms of Nifty 50 as well, we are seeing that downtick that has started to come in. Profit booking is something which is on the cards as well. 1177. We've not broken that 11,050 mark, because if that happens, you could see further pressure that could continue. Let's just pull up Bank Nifty on the screens as well and see what Bank Nifty is indicating right now, because there is pressure on that front as well. We have extended losses, 0.6% lower, almost 150 to 200 points downtick is what we are sensing, but a marginal recovery from the day's lowest levels is what we are seeing in terms of Bank Nifty as well. Britannia, Tata Motors, HCL Tech, these are few of the counters which are gaining steam and are the clear winners as well in terms of Nifty 50. But beyond that, if you go to see, there is some bit of pressure as well in names like, say, Indiabulls Housing Finance, Yes Bank, JSW Steel. The metal pack continues the weakness in trade. Broader markets were clearly outperforming the benchmark indices. Let's quickly pull up the mid-cap as well as the small-cap index on the screens and see what's happening on that front, because the gains were almost to the tune of around 0.5%. Let's see how much of the gains have been given up. There you go. 0.3% lower again. You have seen the mid-cap index, which has turned into the negative. And the small-cap index, however, stays pretty much on the borderline. But let's shift focus in terms of stock-specific action. You have Insecticides India that is in focus. Let's pull up that one on the screens. It's the new launches that is expected to boost the formulation business, and a good pipeline is what we're looking at as well. Rajesh Aggrawal, MD at Insecticides, joins us. Rajesh, good morning and welcome to the show. The first quarter, we have seen outperformance vis-a-vis the domestic industry. Are we expecting this kind of growth to continue in the coming quarters?
Yeah, definitely we can expect the growth actually, because the rains have been quite good, though delayed, so there is extension of the season. So I believe that this second quarter is also going to be very good, and followed by the third quarter again. So the expectation is very good, and since a lot of new products are expected actually, and we have launched about half a dozen small products, though we are waiting for the big launches yet to come. So as we get the registrations, we'll keep on launching the new products and focus on the key products what are launched in last 3, 4, 5 years actually. So I believe that the growth should continue for Insecticides India.
So what's the kind of growth that you're looking at?
We had kept a target of about generally 10% top line growth actually. So we have beaten that in quarter one, and would try to beat that again in Q2 also. That is the expectation.
FY20?
We can say that same is possible in FY20 also.
Okay. How much of the growth is going to come in from new launches in this year?
We are having a target of about 100 crore from the new launches, which are the new for this year itself. But we have toned it down to 60 crore because some new launches got delayed. But there were some products which were launched in the last year also, and some products in the last 3-4 years. So we expect a 100 crore jump from all those products also. So in totality, I can say that 150-60 crores can come from these new products which are launched in the last few years and the current launches of this year.
Right. And Rajesh, what's the expansion plan looking like, especially in terms of capacity? At what utilizations are you functioning right now?
We are doing a reasonable utilization actually, since there was some small changes in the product mix. So I can say that partially we are using almost 100% type of capacity, but it's technically in terms of volume, it may not look like the same 100% because some old products have gone and some new products have come in with where the value is higher but the volume may be a little lower. So there may be some quantity gaps that way. But our performance will be regular actually, and we are utilizing the plant to the utmost. And there will be some improvements required, which we'll do in the Diwali shutdown quarterly, which we take for almost 1 month actually. And of course, then we are working for small expansions. So there will be some improvements in this season, in this, I would say, the shutdown around Diwali, which we take. And then, yes, we have planned for the big expansions for future. But the clearances are still awaited actually. So at this time particularly, these clearances are taking a little more time than usual. So our plant expansions have delayed a little, but still I'm quite hopeful that we will be expanding as we are getting the registrations, and we are expecting one clearance for the EOU. So EOU plant, which will be the target is to set up in this fiscal actually, and we complete and start the production in this fiscal from the EOU.
Okay, and with regards to the Dahej plant as well, how much of the investment has already been made with regards to the expansion plans, and by when do we see commercialization?
In Dahej plant, the expansion got a little delayed actually. So there are small investments which have gone. So there is nothing big which has gone so far. That big investment is still awaited because we are waiting for the clearance.
Okay, and by when do you expect the clearance to come in?
The target is this fiscal actually. We are expecting it before Diwali, but it has delayed a little. So during this financial year, we should be able to bag all the expansions, actually, these clearances for expansions.
Okay, and with regards to the ban on usage of DDVP and 4-rate, which will be effective 2021, by how much will it impact your business?
This will impact my business because these are my big products. But we have already started working on the strong pipeline of new products actually. We are focusing around these products, and we are concentrating for the entire growth of the company from these new chemistries actually. So in the past, if I talk about the past 5-6 years, we were launching about 5 products on an average. And now we are trying to increase that launch to about 10 products on an average. So I mean to say that we will be diverting the market from the older technologies to the newer technologies. And this conversion is going to support us in maintaining our top line and also improving the bottom line, because from generics we will be moving to more new generation molecules actually, so that will support. So we are expecting a lot of registrations with our Japanese partners, and a lot of registrations from our R&D products also is expected. So we will have good launches in this fiscal also, because we are still expecting 3-4 new launches actually in this year, though they are delayed, but we are still expecting. And that will help us in the season. And for the next year again, the target will be 10 plus type of one.
Okay, so Rajesh, what's the CAGR growth that we could expect in terms of top line and bottom line if you have to look at the next 3 years now?
We have maintained a target of about 10% growth in the terms of.
Okay, and in terms of EPS growth as well?
That should also grow reasonably.
Right. All right, Rajesh. Pleasure speaking to you, and thank you for sharing that update as well. So that's with regards to where Insecticides India goes. Clearly, they have been working on the product mix. With regards to capacity expansion, the plans have been delayed because they are waiting for a couple of approvals to come through. FY20, a 10% growth is what they're expecting in terms of the top line. And clearly, if you go to see with regards to where new launches go, that is something which is going to be a good contributor as well in terms of the top line as well as bottom line. So that's with regards to where Insecticides India goes. But another stock that we're focusing on is Eschan. We did speak to the management, and in fact the sales have grown, losses have reduced. If you see in terms of the operational rationalization that they've been looking at as well, that is something which is helping them as well. And clearly, the new curriculum that will be out is going to be a game changer for the organized players. In fact, the stock is shot up and we are seeing gains of almost 7 to 8% in trade. And we did have a conversation with the management, after which a good up move is seen. Let's listen in to what the management had to say.